Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome to another day of Planmas and another plan with me. This is for September 1st through the 7th. We're starting on a new month, which is very exciting. And this is sort of my transition from summer to autumn set. This is the SPC kit Darkling Sky, which was a random fantasy set that I did just for fun. But I thought it had like end of summer vibes. It's still all very green, and yes, the autumn hadn't really come in yet when I was planning this, so but during this week, so I thought it'd be perfect for this week in the beginning of all the autumn stuff. I just paired it with a Caress Press foil bundle called Pixie Dust, and it has a really pretty design of little stars. And I loved the bottom washi with just the, instead of using the bows, I used the pixie dust across the bottom. Just turned out really, really cute. And I loved all of the overlays, so I ended up including both full boxes and glitter header overlays, which I don't always do, but this time I did because I thought it went well with the set. And I did my usual color blocking, as always, just following the color pattern of the SPC kit. And yeah, I really liked how the base ended up turning out. And this week is actually the 1st of September. I opened my Patreon for the first month, which was exciting. And we also got a new Infinity Nikki season, patch of the game called Music Season. And just lots of stuff. We shall just get into it. I don't think we need these bases to be too long. For this set of plan with me's, just because we want to get into the actual planning, am I right? Or the memory planning. So let's get into it. Okay, so on my sidebar I just have my current of the week audiobook, which was The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan. And I just had some to-do things on there, which I'm not ticking off because, it's been a couple of months. So let's just get started with Monday. And we're going to start, as always, with Coffee Monday, because that makes me happy. And then we're going to put in, so I want to put in a little thing first at the bottom, which I put a video up going over my new Patreon and just, introducing it and what it is. Obviously it's on my channel if you want to see just me explaining Patreon there, but yeah, so and then I wanted to put in that my Patreon opened. Although at this point I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to keep it open. It was a good experiment for now, but yeah, so during this month of December I have it paused, so I'm not doing any December awards, and we'll see how we go for January because yeah, just monetarily, maybe it wasn't the best decision, especially with mail at the moment. But hey, I gave it a try. I'm giving it a try right now, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, and then the rest of the day I did some work. I was working on a custom set, and I also was listening to Justice of Kings. And then we were still rewatching Ghosts, the US version of Ghosts, and I was playing some more Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, which I'm just gonna put in a little thing here. I didn't have many iPads I thought would work for this spread, so we're just gonna use this one, which is okay, but at least it's like white, really. And I'm just trying to use up all the little icons that came with the Caress Press kit. Although, did I bring in... I brought in some Scribble Prints Co icons later because this is a Champagne Lights color. Alright, that is Monday filled out. Super easy. On Tuesday, I'm just going to put in that... that Music Season came. Don't want to use it. I might use a slightly bigger one for Music Season. That was the new patch for Infinity Nikki. And then, oh yeah, this morning I didn't end up doing any work because it was the morning that I also threw up. I think it's just when you have ADHD, your nervous system is like extra sensitive and extra like annoying. And I had just eaten breakfast, and then I had to clean Heidi's litter, and just the smell of it like made me throw up. And it made me throw up a lot, like everything and more. I think my brain just, from the smell, my brain was like, you've eaten poison, because I'd just eaten, you know, so then your brain doesn't really know the difference. It's like, I smell something bad, you've just eaten, I think you've poisoned, get everything out, everything, stomach lining out. So I threw up a lot, and then I was feeling sick like all day from it, because it was just a lot. So that was not nice. I flew up. But I did do some laundry afterwards, because, you know, I gotta keep doing my laundry. So then I ended up just doing some journaling, because I was just like, I just want to settle myself. And then we ended up getting bubble tea as a little treat in the afternoon. Just, you know, after all of that, I got a little bubble tea as a treat. And then from a place called Salisa, which is pretty good here. Good journaling. And then I was listening to more Justice of Kings, I think while I was journaling, I guess. Oh yeah, I was. I think I was working on Infinity Nikki journal. Let me have a look. I should have a video like up soon, but yeah, I remember I was doing a whole bunch of journaling on that while I was listening to Justice of Kings. Because when I look at those spreads, I think of the book now. And then I was reading Royal Assassin, which was the last book in the first Farseer trilogy. No, Royal Assassin's the second book. Okay. This is when I was reading the second book of the Farseer trilogy. I finished the whole Farseer trilogy like pretty quickly, so yeah, this is the second book, Royal Assassin. Let me just say, I really liked the world that Robin Hood built. I really loved the books and the writing. But I will say, it could be very depressing at times. Just, you know, bad stuff happens to these characters and it doesn't let up. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of relentless at times. So I am taking a little break. I did finish the, I finished it, and then I decided to go into the next trilogy, because it's the whole Realm of the Elderling series, and it's broken up in, I think there's one quadrilogy, but the rest are trilogies. So I did finish the first book of the second trilogy after the Farseer one, the Live Traders. I think it's Live Traders. The one with boats, ships. So I started that one, but I'm taking a little break right now because it's very depressing at times. It's kind of making me depressed. I don't know, making me feel a bit sad. But yes, I'm taking a little break from them, but I'll get back to those. I think next year is when I'll get back into Robin Hood. But for now, but I did enjoy overall the Farseer trilogy, even if it is kind of bittersweet, I will say. Alright, although it had a better, happier ending than I thought it would, but it's not like happy, super happy fantasy ending. It's still, you know, kind of grounded and bittersweet. So then the rest of Wednesday, after listening to my book and working, I played some Nikki, we watched Ghosts, we made stir fry for dinner, and then reading Royal Assassin. And that is the first half of the week all finished. She's looking real pretty. Lots and lots of shiny champagne lights gold. So we'll get into Thursday now. And once again, we are working getting back into that work because I took that day off because I threw up. And then also playing Nikki, of course. I might use this one. Just use you two chubby little things. So this is Thursday. Yeah, so this day I finished the Justice of Kings book. And I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely putting the next book in the trilogy on my list to pick up and continue the series because I very much enjoyed it. I talked about it in a previous plan with me, more in depth. And then of course I was playing Nikki. Alright, Infinity Nikki. Then we have Ghosts again. But you know, we wanted to rewatch the whole 4 seasons that were out at that point. So there you go. More Ghosts, and then I was playing some more. I'll put this in. Let's just use lots of pattern. Who cares? Put in lots of pattern. Then I was playing some more Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, little farming game. Love it so much. And then I was still reading Royal Assassin. It becomes a lot having to write Assassin a lot. Because the first book is called Assassin's Apprentice, and this is Royal Assassin. And I think the third book is... Yeah, I took a little break in between because September was also Magical Readathon. So I was reading for specific, reasons, specific prompts. And I think Royal Assassin, I was reading it because it was the prompt of it's a prime number of letters because it's 13. I'm pretty sure that's why I was reading. Yeah, I was reading that. Alright, so now we're going to go into Friday and we have work. And I finished my book and I wasn't quite ready to start another book, so I was just watching little Simsy streams while I worked. Well, watching, I was listening basically. Little Simsy. I just watch her VODs on YouTube because I can't be bothered with Twitch. And obviously she's a different time zone than me. Alright then, and of course we played some more Infinity Nikki. Because when am I not? Literally every day I played, you know. It was a new season, so we had lots of new stuff to do at the time. Alright, and then after Nikki, well, what do you expect? It's Ghosts. And then we had burgers for dinner. And again, reading Royal Assassin. Pretty simple little weeks here. It's really like my work, my games, my TV, my food, my books is going on to this planet. And then when I throw up. Yep, that's about it. Alright then. As you can tell probably from my usage of my... I didn't really have like any doodle collections or any colors that actually went with this set other than the ones that came with the kit. So yeah, I pulled in a lot of gray. Otherwise, even because this is kind of a grayish blue, I guess. So yeah, I went with gray in the end because I did have honestly a lot more other choices in this one. So on Saturday, it's the weekend. So Saturday I did some journaling. We watched some more Ghosts. And then I played some more Story of Seasons because I was addicted. I just haven't really had like the time or the energy to play it again, but it's obviously always going to be there and on my list to get back to because I still have plenty of it to play. Alright then, and then for lunch or dinner, we had breakfast, which was nice. I want to use this, maybe I'll use the chubby little thing. And then this night, I actually streamed some Infinity Nikki, I think. That's what it says. So, that's what I'm going to put down. that I streamed on this day. And I haven't really done any streaming since, but again, I don't know. I just suddenly am in a busy and exhausting time of life. I don't think anything's changed, and yet it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm in a period of burnout, so everything just feels a lot more. But anyway, I streamed and then I read some more Royal Assassin in bed. And if you want to catch up with those, if you want to watch those streams, they are all saved in my live tab on my YouTube. So you can go and watch them if you just want something to watch for 2 hours. Just me blabbing to a couple of people and playing games. Mostly Infinity Nikki. Alright, so Sunday, I started the day off with a YouTube binge. Just catching up on YouTube and just chilling. Just chilling out. And then I played a whole bunch of Infinity Nikki. So let's just put it in a big box here. YouTube binge and Nikki. Well, why did yeah, I'm sure you were like, excuse me, Jess, but those are completely wrong colors. It's fine, because it's the last day. So we can use up these boxes by mistake, but also what? I don't know why I was like, it's the last day, so I'm going to use the last colors on the thing, which is not what I was supposed to do. So let's try this again, and I will write those out. Alright, now those two are correct, and I've stopped being silly. So then I also played some Story of Seasons, and then I didn't read. I took a break from Royal Assassin for a bit because I wanted to read the short story by, the novella by Brandon Sanderson, The Sixth of Dusk, because one of my prompts, I wanted to read his new book, The Isles of the Ember Dog. And I listened to the first 30 seconds of, like, there was a sort of intro from the author at the beginning of the audiobook for Isles of the Ember Dog. And it said, he said, like, oh, you know, this is a continuation on from Sixth of the Dust, so you should have read that. That's when I pressed pause. And then I went and read Sixth of the Dust this night. And then when I went back to read Isles of the Ember Dog the next week, I might mention, no I won't, I'm mentioning here. Anyway, I then pressed play again after reading Sixth of the Dust, and he said, and then it literally continued on from there, but you don't have to read Sixth of the Dust because I included it as flashbacks in this book. So, yes, I'm glad I still read the Sixth of Dust by itself, like prior to it, but yeah. So I did skip a couple of the Sixth of Dust chapters that were included in the audiobook, but otherwise I prefer just to listen to it all the way through. But we'll talk about Isles of the Ember Dog next time, but yeah. So I read that basically for nothing. It is included in Isles of the Ember Dog, so you don't have to read The Sixth of Dusk for that Brandon Sanderson book, but I will say Isles of Ember Dog is probably like the latest book, like in the Cosmere timeline. You want to have read both Mistborn and I would say Stormlight Archive as well before you read Isles of the Ember Dog, to be quite honest. It's quite in the future from both of those series. But that is the second half of the week all finished here. So let me get it into the planner for you. Alright, that is the whole spread in the planner. It looks really pretty. The bottom washi and the date covers really like brightens it up. I suppose I'd love to do this again in the future. Maybe I would choose a darker washi as well. But I do love the way it came out, and it kind of balances a lot of the creams that are in the clip art. So I love the way it came out. Pretty simple week, and like it's so sparkly with all this foil, all the pixie dust, but it looks really pretty. But if you enjoyed this plan with me, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe because I'm doing a video every day in Planmas in December 1st through the 25th of December. So obviously I've got a whole bunch of videos before this, and there is a playlist on my channel for Planmas 2025, so definitely go check that out. If you're just coming in, you can go and catch up all the days that you've missed, and of course subscribe to see all the rest of the days through the 25th. But yeah, otherwise, leave me down below some fantasy related emojis. I think there's a sword, there's like fairies, there's unicorns, you know, something like that, shields, castle. Leave those fantasy emojis in the comments below to let me know you've watched this and enjoyed. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. I love you. Bye bye.